Hey, you're here with Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor. But before we start today, I've got to discuss something with you. Fashion disasters. I don't think this is acceptable. It was a bit of a wardrobe mistake before I came out. I was once told that actually, if you're walking or if you're a rambler, fashion doesn't matter, but that really is quite something else. But today's real topic is this. I want to tell you about one of the greatest tools in your transformational arsenal, and it's probably not what you're expecting. It's not something you've probably heard from your PT, it's probably not something that you've heard from your nutritionist, it's probably not something that you've heard that much from your boot camp or whatever method you're using to transform your body right now. And that tool is honesty. Now, honesty is a little bit more complex than most of us will probably really put much thought into, because honesty applies to lots of different areas of your journey. Number one, it applies to yourself. Number two, it applies to what you're doing. And number three, it applies to where you're going, or where you've got your success or end goals. So let's just break it down a second. Honesty with yourself. If I was to ask you right now, who are you? What would your answer be? How much do you know yourself? Do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Do you know what you believe in? Do you know what you don't believe in? Do you know what's acceptable to you? Do you know what isn't acceptable to you? All of these factors are going to play a huge part in how well you achieve your goal. The other thing as well with yourself is your internal and external communication as well. So what are you saying on the inside? Is it in alignment with what you're doing? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you not enjoying what you're doing? Maybe you should realign. Being honest with yourself can make a big difference. But then honesty about what you're doing at the moment. Is it working? Is it not? Why isn't it working? Or why is it working? It's worth looking at both aspects of that too. How about tracking? Have you got a method of tracking in place to actually keep you on target and keep you moving forwards? Most people don't. But even those who do, I've seen countless cases of receiving food diaries, which would look like the perfect diet plan. Yet the results that the individual's getting are suffering, which doesn't make any sense. But on later reflection and later conversation, we find out that actually they weren't being honest in the food diary in the first place. They were putting the best bits in, or the highlight reels, as we often see on Facebook, but we weren't getting the truth behind what was really going on. And as they always say, the truth will set you free. But then the other thing as well with honesty is about where you're going, your end goals. A lot of us aren't being honest about where we actually want to go, or what we want to actually achieve. Most of us come in and we look to drop a dress size, look to get a couple of inches down on a belt loop, change the way we look. But if we're honest, that's not really what we're looking for at all. A number on a scale does not define you. A dress size does not define you. And actually, a lot of the time, we're actually looking for a feeling. And it's actually working towards this feeling that's going to make the biggest difference for you, because you might need some different tools completely. And what you'll probably find is that after all your journey, is that actually if you're honest in the first place and you had a deep dive down into what you're actually looking for, the whole journey would be a hell of a lot happier and a hell of a lot easier to achieve. So my question for you today is this. Where are you not being honest at the moment? Is it with yourself? Is it with the journey or the plan that you're currently following? Or is it your destination, where you want to get to? So that's Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor, out for today, and I've got to go and sort out these socks.